So in tonight's class, we were still working on waltz, but the step we worked on, we looked at it in waltz and milonga. But basically, what we're doing is we're stepping outside partner in parallel system, bringing her back, doing a little cross-pied, and then forward. And then here, and then when we're done, instead of just pointing here or doing the cross-pied, I'm taking weight over this leg and bringing her back in front of me and then exiting. So, a couple of things. One, when we pivot here, we actually bring this arm down a little. It just feels a little weird for it to be up in the air. We bring it down a little bit. And I'm sending injury around Shelley this way. And she feels my injury going forward, my hips going forward. So she pivots to match me. Then we step, and we are giving weight here. We're going into the floor, and enough actually so that the back foot leaves the floor just a little bit. So it's not just a point. It's actually into the floor. But we don't want to go too far. If we go too far, then it takes longer, and we want to do this fairly quickly. We're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So from here, our knees are soft so that we can absorb some of the, so that we can rebound here on the floor. We don't want to go with the straight leg and sort of jar, and we're not going down either. It's just soft enough just to absorb some and have some compression into the floor so that we can rebound back. And then I'm switching rate on the 1, switching rate again on the 2, and then back on the 1. So basically, think about it like this. The right leg is always going on the 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, now. And we talked about that we don't want to do a lot of force here to get her around. It's just opening up space there and relaxing this side of my embrace so that she can pivot in it. And this side of the embrace. We let it go around. Even if we're in open, we start this, we still come close for this. And while we're in a close embrace, we peel off here, but we still keep connection all the way from the hip up through the upper body. So we're not doing this. Separate. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but it's nice just to keep that contact. And one of the things that really does feel nice with this is that our hips are going together. Our hips are staying in contact here. Then, if we can both go forward, well, we could both go backwards as well. Or, I could go back and she could go forward. Or, she could go back and I could go forward. Or, again, we could both go forward. So we started mixing and matching these. In a different exit we looked at was when we go here, instead of bringing her back in front of me and exiting, I'm going to take my weight on this leg and come to her. So we're going to meet here in the middle. And then we're going to, so it's like we rolled back onto one another. Now we're going to roll off again and there. Together, separate. Together, separate. Together, separate. And then when we're done, We could exit anyway, but the way we exit here is we go back, I switch weight, and then go out to the cross. But there's lots of different variations on how you could exit. As far as inviting her to pivot to go forward or back, it's really about where I'm opening the space here. I'm going around her this way to invite her to pivot forward, or I'm going around her this way to get her to go back. My hips can stay in the same direction, so if I'm wanting to go here, let's say I'm doing forward. See, my hips aren't changing, but my midsection and my torso are turning here. So it's not what my hips are doing here. It's what my upper body, and of course, whenever we say upper body, this is what leads the upper body. So, but the upper body is where it's transferring to her. So in milonga, it's not too different than the waltz, in that we're still stepping with our right on the one. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So I'm still stepping with my right leg on the one. Of course, the opposite for Shelley here, because this is in parallel.